Hey y'all, back at you another video. Armory Dozier. Today I want to talk about like a couple unpopular opinions of mine. I'll start with one. I think a lot of your favorite celebrities, especially your favorite celebrities in our community, should be canceled. Like especially like a Chris Brown, especially because like it's a known fact that he doesn't like black women. So I'm like, I don't know what that's all about, but we still support. Because I actually went to a concert a while ago, like a couple years ago, and guess who like was in the first like four front rows? Nothing but skin folk. But it seemed like on his records he don't support us. So I just feel like we should just stop altogether. And a lot of other celebrities who just now coming out talking about like issues going on, um, they should be canceled, especially because like a Jordan, you're not gonna agree, but for years they've been killing people over Jordans, and just now he want to start coming out or donating. It just seemed a little odd to me. That's why another unpopular opinion is like I don't think this is an organic quote unquote revolution, just because like it just seemed everybody on board with it. Like even Coca-Cola's dropping statements, cosmetic companies and stuff like that, even like a Fashion Nova. Like Fashion Nova doesn't even like post a lot of black women on the site, so I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. I just feel like it's more like a publicity thing now, or for hype than anything. So a lot of these places dropping comments or like posts or statements don't even have like a lot of black employees or people of color, which, you know, that's not even us. Unpopular opinion, like when they say people of color, I don't think they're talking about quote unquote like black people, which you aren't even really black if you really look into it. You're the native people. You're from everywhere if you think about it. Australia, there was black people. The Tasmanians I was just telling you about. Scotland, there was black people before they wiped them out. And everywhere, Europe, the Moors, in America, the Native Americans or the Indians they call them. What do you think an Indian is? I mean, the name came from the word indigo, which means like blue black. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. And then nowadays, you think of an Indian, you don't even think of a person who looks like you. When they were called the copper-colored people, or when you think of a Scottish person, you think of a person with red hair or something like that. Or Australian, you would think of a person with blue eyes. So it's crazy how they can rewrite the history for us and make their own narratives. Another unpopular opinion, I feel like instead of like maybe criticizing our own businesses, which we should, because we should be able to be honest and keep it real, because some of them do not provide good service. I ain't even gonna cap like they do. Some of them don't. Like they say they open up at 8 and they don't be open till like 10, you know, or like, you know, stuff like that, or they never really had the supplies that's on the menu. So you should get on them for that, but still like support, but maybe like critique them in a constructive way. Oh, it's a dragonfly. Another unpopular opinion of mine. We shouldn't really discuss our issues outside the community, I don't think. That's just my opinion. Because you don't see them talking bad about them to other people. But we'll talk about bad about us on like blast each other on social media or anything like that. So we should probably just keep it inward as well. And especially with the movement as so. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have like outside allies, but I just feel like anytime we try to have an organic movement or outside ally, they just kind of use it to get their gain. Like you can look at the civil rights movement necessarily, because I want to say like the Jews were really with us for a while with the civil rights movement, because they also like they were treated like just as bad as some cases, like they wouldn't hire them and stuff like that. But as soon as like the civil rights bill got passed, you don't hear from them again. And I feel like the same thing is gonna happen necessarily with this movement, even though I don't necessarily agree that it's an organic movement. I feel like once the people who are running it get what they want out of it, they're not going to be standing up for our rights or anything like that. And especially like the people that you guys stick up for the most, like the people that appropriate our culture, um, they never really have anything to say during moments like this, but now they do because everybody has to release a statement or say something. But when it first happened, a lot of people weren't, speaking on it. But weeks later, everybody wants or has an opinion. So I just think we should just really be more alert about who we allow in to the movement, or more responsible for getting ourselves out of our own situations. Because I mean, they only do that for our movements. When you think about it, like the NAACP is run by non-native people. um, any other thing, I mean, the Black Lives Matter movement is a LLC that's ran by, I think, a government, I want to say. So I feel like when you need to create something organic and from us if you really want to see some changes to be made. But that's an unpopular opinion. People are gonna say, that's not, you need to be all inclusive. But I mean, I feel like for the JDL, like you don't see like people of color on there like that on their board or anything else like that. So you should really just start looking into building our own things, making our own creations, having our own communities. Because any other community you go to, unpopular opinion, they have all the businesses owned by the people who are in the community, except our community. Like, look at a Little Italy or Chinatown. I mean, every business on that street is owned by the people in that community, except when you go to like the urban areas. What businesses do we own in that area or in that community? So how do you expect to get economically free when you don't even have the businesses owned by the people in the community, or the buildings that you live in, or the apartments or the houses? Most people who are in those communities don't own their houses, or they rent. So, and the renters aren't even in that community. So if you really want to be free, necessarily, like freedom, not like a state of mind, you can have freedom as a state of mind, but freedom really is like capitalism, quote unquote, or economically freedom. So you really got to start buying from your own. You got to start owning your own things too, because if you're an owner yourself, can't nobody fire you. So really look into starting your own businesses. I think that about sums it up. All right, take care now. You hear?